episode of Fix Your Stuff Yourself with April. We're replacing light bulbs in a 2011 Ford Fiesta. Now, I really don't have that channel, but I probably should. So this is what I had to have. I have a tiny little socket set, real cheap one, like an old one that's metal. I got an estate sale, don't really know. This was the old bulb that's blowed. I've already done the project, so we could definitely tell. So it was the low beam, and then a flat screwdriver. If my car did not have a replacement bolt, all I would have had to have was the flat screwdriver and the replacement bulbs. That's it. So continue to watch for the instructions of how to replace your own low beam light bulb, and hope y'all have a good day. Save money out there. Okay, so today's something different. My my regular dim low beam bulb is out. I have a 2011 Ford Fiesta. Ordered these light bulbs offline. Watch the video. There's two bolts have to be taken out, and a bolt back here has to be taken out. That's what I'm working on. So I'm replacing my own headlight. So I've got that bolt taken out that I just had, and this just pops out. You just pull it right out. The whole assembly unit. Hold on, I gotta use two hands. I'll be right back. I popped it out and turned it on its side. This part, there's supposed to be a plastic cover. That's not the problem. This is my high beam. This is my low beam. I watched the video, and you pull off this cover. I gotta use two hands again. Hold on a minute. Also, to get this out sideways, I had to unhook this. If the clip's working, it pulls off. And then after I get the bulb back in, I'm just gonna clip that back before I set my light back in and screw it on. So I have to take this off to get to my bulb. So, be back in a minute. That was fairly easy. This actually just was in there, and to get it clipped back in, you just turn it. But to take it out, I just turned it and pulled that setting right out. Well, now that I got it out, to do it in reverse, it's a little more difficult. So this is the old dead bulb. So now I have a new LED bulb that I'm going to put in. And I know for these type of bulbs, you don't want to ever touch them. But for the LED, they come packaged in like a styrofoam wrap, and I have two. So I'm going to try to replace both sides so they match into the same brightness on my car. I just checked to verify that bulb was not blown, so it's the outside beam that's the low beam, and you can see this bulb is blown. So I'm going to just seal this back up. I clipped it, it's good. But then these are my replacements, and I was really worried that it was not going to match up. But it looks, because they came from overseas, so it looks like we're going to be good, that this is going to work. I should be able to get this on both sides, and it should be ready to go shortly. I took the bulb cover off. You don't want to touch the bulb. Now there's just little notches. Once you set it in there, it's just going to turn and connect with those connectors. So I'm going to try that real quick, and I just have to be careful not to break it. I don't want to break my new bulb, and I'll be back once I get that connected. So I'll show y'all once I get it in there. I don't want to frustrate with it to break it, but there's two little slots right there that these will line up with, because this actually doesn't come out. This stays on there. So I got that new bulb turned, and the metal pieces are in there. Usually there is a screw-on cap that comes with this. I had actually hit a deer, and this is a replacement part off of a different car because it broke out my headlight before, so this didn't have the part. But that'll be okay. I can probably order one online, but I'm not going to. So now before I even attach it back, I'm going to attach this back, and that should be it before I screw this back in. But I'm going to check to make sure this bulb is going to work. Hey, wow, check this out. This is the regular one. Okay, now I just put the new one in before I look, oh my God, look at the difference. So yes, I have to replace that other bulb, but that's amazing. Check out that difference between the regular halogen and the new LED. And just because my bulb was blown, those bulbs for a pack of two were $21 for the 16,000 watt bulbs. So they're the 16K regular edition for the Ford Fiesta. But that's the regular halogen, and that is the new LED. That is a huge difference. So I'm going to screw this back on, and I'm going to replace that side so that I will have matching light bulbs. But I did it! Yay! It took like 5 minutes. It was really simple. There's one thing. This is supposed to line up under the bumper part. So I've got to make sure to get that under there before I screw my 3 screws back in. But that's really, really simple. That was extremely simple. But this side, this is my driver's side. So this side is the original factory side, you know, that's been there since it started. So it actually had 3 of these screws that took a flathead and the star tip. And then right here, the other side didn't have this because, like I said, I had hit a deer and wrecked and had torn up that side. But there's this plastic pin I had to take out, which this will still be able to be used when everything's put back together. I'll just put that right back through there. But now we should be good to go. Should be able to pull this out. It may be a little more difficult to get off on the other side though, because it's the factory side. So I'm going to get this out and I'm going to replace that light bulb. Probably a little more maneuvering on this side to get this side out. And just like the other side, it has the plastic cover that goes, well, it's like a rubbery cover that goes over this side, which is the low beam. And then there's one in the middle for the high beam. And then of course down here is the blinker part, but we're not messing with that. I'm changing up here, which is the low beam. So I'm going to put that in and we'll have matching headlights for the Ford Fiesta. And then I just have to screw everything back together after it's put in there flush. This is the actually good halogen light bulb. Now I did not touch this. You don't want to touch these. So I'm taking this little packing material that came with the LED and I'm going to stick it on this on the outside so it's protected. And I'm going to keep this in my car as a backup because this one does work. Now, I'll show you the LED before I get it put in so you can see how different these 2 bulbs actually are. In contrast to that other bulb, this is the LED. And look, it's flat, no filament. You just have 2 LEDs on each side. And I'm sweating. I'm in Kentucky. It is hot. It's humid. It is the 1st of September and it's just gross. But, so I got to replace my bulbs. They got to match. So I don't want to be looking like a 3rd-class citizen with my car. But as long as it's running, that's great. But I can fix it today myself. I paid $21 for the set of bulbs. And I'm making sure I have matching headlights. Hooked in before I screw it back in. We're going to check. Oh, check it out. We got matching headlights. Matching LED headlights. That's going to be so bright. I get annoyed with it when I'm driving. But it's going to be great to see. So I'm going to put it back in my car. Shut it down. And I'm done with this project. Woohoo! That difference in those beams, those are the new LED lights. I am so proud of that. That is amazing. They're really bright. I'm going to be able to see in the darkness now. So I just replaced them. I'm so glad of that. It is wonderful. And they're all flush and nice. When you take them out, you have to roll them back to where there's a lip on them that fits under there. So if I had to replace my blinkers, I could do that now. Then the low beams on this side, the high beams in the middle, and then there is a regular light that stays on all the time. But I don't think it's even going to be seen because those low beams are so bright. I'll put the bright lights on and I'll show y'all what it looks like with the brights on as well. But they're the regular halogens for the brights. That's with the brights and the LEDs on. Now I don't know that you can tell the difference, but look in there. Like, see the one sides you get a little bit yellow and then you can't see it on the video. That stinks. But here, I'm gonna turn the brights off and look at the difference on the trailer there. So that's just with the LEDs. There's no yellow. And then that's with the brights because they're still halogen. There's more of a yellow cast. So if those blow ever, one of them blows, for the high beams, I will get LED high beams for this car if it's still running. She's got about 189,000 miles on her right now. She's rolling still. So I'm going to keep it and keep working on it and keep doing whatever till she dies. So it's got beautiful new LED headlights.